The Korean bus driver who retired rich. A story about quiet wealth, patience, and financial freedom. In the busy city of Seoul, South Korea, there lived a bus driver named Min-Jun. Every morning before sunrise, Min-Jun woke up at 4:30 a.m. While most people were still asleep, he quietly prepared for another day behind the wheel. For nearly 30 years, he drove the same route. He wasn't famous. He wasn't a businessman. He wasn't an investor on television. He was simply a bus driver. Most passengers never remembered his name. To them, he was just another face behind the steering wheel. Young professionals boarded his bus every morning wearing expensive suits. Students carried the latest smartphones. Business executives talked loudly about promotions and bonuses. Min-Jun listened quietly. Year after year, he watched people chase bigger salaries, newer cars, and larger homes. But Min-Jun followed a different path. When he received his first paycheck at age 23, his grandfather gave him a small notebook. Inside the notebook, a single sentence was written: "Money grows where patience lives." At first, Min-Jun didn't understand, but he carried the notebook everywhere. Whenever he wanted to buy something expensive, he looked at that sentence. Whenever friends pressured him to spend more, he looked at that sentence. Whenever advertisements promised happiness through consumption, he looked at that sentence. And slowly, the meaning became clear. Min-Jun created a simple rule. Every paycheck would be divided into 3 parts. The first part was for living. The second part was for saving. The third part was for investing. No matter what happened, he never broke the rule. His friends laughed. "Life is short," they said. "You should enjoy your money." Some bought luxury watches. Others purchased expensive cars. Many took loans to impress people they barely knew. Min-Jun smiled and continued driving his bus. Years passed. The city changed. Technology advanced. Buildings grew taller. But Min-Jun's habits remained the same. He lived in a small apartment, cooked meals at home, walked whenever possible, read books instead of chasing trends. Most importantly, he invested consistently. Not huge amounts, just small amounts every month, month after month, year after year. While others searched for shortcuts, Min-Jun trusted time. Then something interesting happened. His investments began producing returns. At first, the growth was small, almost invisible. But compound interest is like planting a tree. For years, nothing seems to happen. Then, one day, the tree is taller than the house. By age 45, Min-Jun had accumulated more wealth than many managers earning twice his salary. Nobody knew, because he never talked about money. He never tried to appear successful. He simply continued driving his bus. One winter evening, a young passenger sat near the front. The young man looked exhausted. After a long silence, he spoke. "Sir, can I ask you something?" Min-Jun nodded. "I'm making more money than ever, but I'm always broke." Min-Jun smiled. He had heard this many times before. The young man explained his life: new car payments, credit card debt, expensive dinners, luxury clothing, online shopping. Every month, his paycheck disappeared. Min-Jun listened carefully. Then he asked a simple question. "If your salary doubled tomorrow, would your spending stay the same?" The young man paused. After thinking for a moment, he laughed. "No, I'd probably spend even more." Min-Jun nodded. "Then your problem isn't income, it's habits." The young man never forgot those words. Over the following months, he began changing his financial behavior. Years later, he would credit that conversation for transforming his life. Meanwhile, Min-Jun continued following his routine. Wake up early. Drive the bus. Save money. Invest consistently. Ignore unnecessary status symbols. The years moved faster. 50 became 55. 55 became 60. Then retirement finally arrived. The transportation company organized a farewell ceremony. Co-workers shared memories. Managers thanked him for decades of service. Passengers sent letters expressing gratitude. Near the end of the ceremony, the company director invited Min-Jun onto the stage. Everyone expected a short speech. Instead, the director revealed something surprising. Throughout his career, Min-Jun had quietly become one of the wealthiest employees in the company. The audience was stunned. Many managers earning much higher salaries had accumulated far less wealth. The director asked him one final question. What is the secret? Min-Jun opened the old notebook his grandfather had given him decades earlier. The pages were worn. The cover was faded. But the sentence remained. Money grows where patience lives. The room became silent. Then Min-Jun added, Most people spend money to look successful. I used money to build freedom. He explained that wealth is not about income. It is about behavior. A person earning $30,000 can become wealthy. A person earning $300,000 can remain broke. The difference lies in daily choices. Small choices repeated over many years. The audience listened carefully. Many realized they had spent decades chasing appearances rather than security. After retirement, Min-Jun traveled across Asia. He visited places he had only seen in photographs, not because he had earned a huge salary, but because he had given time a chance to work. His story eventually spread online. Millions watched interviews about the humble bus driver who became financially free. People expected complicated investment strategies. Instead, they found simple lessons. Spend less than you earn. Save before spending. Invest consistently. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Be patient. Let time do the heavy lifting. And perhaps the most important lesson of all, true wealth is not the ability to buy everything you want. True wealth is the freedom to live life on your own terms. Viral YouTube title, The Korean Bus Driver Who Retired Rich. A powerful story about quiet wealth.